In this video, we are going to talk about top 10 keto diet tips. So before starting this video, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for future updates. A ketogenic diet consists of a low carbohydrate, moderate protein, and high fat diet. A ketogenic diet teaches the body to work on fatty acids or ketone bodies rather than carbohydrates. When the body has learned to function on fatty acids, ketones at rest, this is referred to as fat adapted. Insulin sensitivity and inflammation have also been shown to increase with this diet. As a result, the risk of chronic disease is reduced, and muscle growth and fat metabolism are increased. Here's a list of the top 10 keto diet tips. Let's start. Number 10. Improve your sleep. Stress hormones will rise and blood sugar dysregulation will occur if you don't get enough sleep. Set an alarm for a good night's sleep, before 11 p.m., and sleep in a totally dark bed. I suggest sleeping 7 to 9 hours a night, depending on your stress levels. More stress equals more sleep, and how much sleep you feel you need to feel good and mentally alert during the day. Maintain a comfortable temperature in your room. 60 to 65 degrees is ideal, by using an overhead fan to circulate air. To shut out even more melatonin disrupting noise, I suggest wearing a sleep mask. Earplugs can be very useful if you are highly sound sensitive or if you are in a noisy environment. Number 9. Keep stress down. Chronic stress will prevent you from getting into and staying in ketosis. Maintaining ketosis may not be the best goal for you if you are going through a difficult time in your life. This doesn't mean you should start carb loading. Instead, focus on maintaining a low-carb, anti-inflammatory diet. Stress causes the release of stress hormones, which increase blood sugar levels, so that you can battle or flee from the chronic stressor. When done for short periods of time, this is good, but when done for longer periods of time, it raises blood sugar and lowers ketones. Build some tools to help you reduce your stress levels, and achieve more harmony and relaxation in your life. Number 8. Use MCT oil whenever possible. Using a high-quality medium-chain triglyceride, MCT, oil is probably the most crucial step in achieving and maintaining ketosis. That's because a diet high in MCT oil helps you to eat more protein and carbs while still staying in ketosis. A diet high in long-chain fatty acids relies on fat to provide 80 to 90% of calories. Adding a ton of MCT oil reduces the fat content to 60 to 70%. This is due to the fact that MCTs are easily metabolized into ketone bodies and used for energy in the body. Many people, including myself for many years, mistake coconut oil for MCT oil. This isn't correct. While MCT oil is made from coconut oil, it contains 100% pure medium-chain triglycerides, capric and caprylic acids, while coconut oil contains around 35% long-chain triglycerides, LCT, and 50% lauric acid, which is classified as an MCT but behaves more like an LCT. This means coconut oil contains just 15% MCT and is just 1/6 as ketogenic as pure MCT oil. Number 7. Choose carbs wisely. Although we all know that a ketogenic diet is a low-carb diet, I recommend including nutrient-dense carbohydrate sources in your protein shake, such as non-starchy vegetables and small amounts of low-glycemic fruits like lemon, lime, and/or a small handful of berries. Cycling in carbs once a week, for example, is one of the ketogenic diet tips I often recommend. When you cycle out of ketosis once a week, you mix in nutrient-dense sources like more berries in a shake, or a sweet potato with lots of grass-fed butter and cinnamon on that particular day. Avoid sweet potatoes on low-carb days, and limit berries to a small handful at most. 6 low-carb days with no more than 1 serving of fruit, other than lemons, limes, and no starchy vegetables, and net carbs of 40 grams or less, not including fiber. Enable yourself to go up to 80 grams of net carbs on 1 higher carb day by eating 2 servings of antioxidant-rich low-glycemic fruit, and 1 to 2 servings of starchy veggies, pumpkin, yam, sweet potato, carrot, or beet. Number 6. Don't eat too much protein. Many people who follow a ketogenic diet eat excessive amounts of protein. If you eat too much protein, your body will convert the amino acids to glucose through gluconeogenesis, a biochemical process. This is the least relevant of this article's ketogenic diet suggestions. Some people can eat a lot of protein and remain in ketosis, while others can't, so you'll have to try to see what works for you. If you're having trouble staying in ketosis, pay attention to how you're reacting to the amount of protein in your meals. Some people need a higher protein intake, whereas others may get by with a lower intake. Your degree of exercise intensity and type of exercise, resistance versus aerobic, as well as your ability to gain muscle or lose weight are all important factors to consider. Someone who does intense strength exercise to build muscle would need more protein than someone of the same size who is attempting to lose weight through aerobic or resistance training. Number 5. Improve your bowel motility. Constipation is one of the most common side effects of the ketogenic diet. Constipation makes it difficult to stay in ketosis because it raises stress hormones and blood sugar levels. If tolerated, consume fermented foods such as kimchi, sauerkraut, apple cider vinegar, pickles, and other ketogenic diet tips to correct any bacterial or yeast overgrowth issues. I also suggest taking extra magnesium supplements, drinking plenty of water, and supplementing with pink salts for added sodium. Rising potassium, magnesium, and calcium levels by drinking a fresh green drink every day is also beneficial. Number 4. Get regular exercise. We could talk about ketogenic diet tips focusing on nutrition all day, but good movement is also important. Regular, high-intensity exercise aids in the activation of the GLUT4 receptor, a glucose transport molecule found in the liver and muscle tissue. The GLUT4 receptor pulls sugar from the bloodstream and stores it as glycogen in the liver and muscles. Exercise increases the levels of this essential protein in the muscle and liver by a factor of 2. This is a critical adaptation for staying in ketosis because it allows the individual to eat a little bit more carbohydrates because the body prefers to store them in muscle and liver tissue. The most influence on GLUT4 receptor activity comes from large compound exercises that use several muscle groups. Squats, deadlifts, push-ups, standing overhead presses, and pull-ups or pull-downs or bent-over rows are all examples of this. Including these resistance training activities, as well as running sprints and low-intensity exercise like cycling, in a daily exercise routine helps to regulate blood sugar and enhance the ability to enter and sustain ketosis. Number 3. Consume enough good salts. In our society, we are advised that lowering our sodium intake is important. A high sodium-potassium ratio is a problem for many people in our society. This is due to the fact that when we eat a high carbohydrate diet, our insulin levels naturally rise. Insulin causes our kidneys to absorb sodium, resulting in a higher sodium to potassium ratio, 3:4. Since we have lower insulin levels on a low carbohydrate, ketogenic diet, our kidneys excrete more sodium, resulting in a lower sodium-potassium ratio and a higher need for sodium in the diet. On a low-carb diet, you can aim to get an extra 3 to 5 grams of sodium from natural foods and a pink salt such as Himalayan sea salt. 2 grams of sodium are contained in 1 teaspoon of pink salt. Number 2. Practice intermittent fasting. Since you're cutting calories and not eating protein or carbs, this is one of the easiest ways to get into and stay in ketosis. To stop a hypoglycemic episode, it's a good idea to go low-carb for at least a few days before beginning this. Encourage people to start with cleansing phases of 12 to 16 hours and building phases of 8 to 12 hours. As the body adapts, you can be able to transition to a 4 to 6 hour building window of 18 to 20 hour washing periods per day. It would be easier to stay in ketosis if you can do this effectively. You'll find this to be one of the most useful ketogenic diet suggestions. Number 1. Stay hydrated. This is without a doubt the most essential ketogenic diet tip, but it is not always easy to execute. We are always so preoccupied with our daily lives that we fail to properly hydrate. Drink 32 ounces of filtered water within the first hour of waking and another 32 to 48 ounces of water before noon to superhydrate your system. Most of my clients do a morning water fast or eat light with smoothies or keto coffee or tea. As a result, hydration in the vicinity of these foods should be well tolerated by the digestive system. In general, trying to drink at least half your body weight in ounces of water every day, preferably closer to your entire body weight in ounces, would greatly benefit you. I'm 160 pounds and drink 140 to 180 ounces of water every day. In the summer, it can be a lot more. When you start superhydrating your system, you'll notice that it gets easier and easier, and you'll start to crave it. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoy this video and want to hear from me again, Be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.